Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all of RipRightHD disciples, YouTubers, and viewers, welcome back to a new video on RipRightHD. And we're with Calisthenics. As you already know, guys, he's going to be doing the inverted muscle up tutorials. Stay tuned.
مفتوح للاجتهادات التقليد. هذا حد العالم، هذا طالب، هذا راسخ والى اخره.
Yeah. All right, guys, you want to learn how to do that? It's definitely hard, but if you break it down, it might be easier to progress to in a logical way. You know, progressions for these kind of moves take a lot of time and they can put your body through a lot of strain, so make sure you really build a lot of strength to be able to do it. So, first exercise that we're gonna start off with, we'll say this from the start. You need a handstand before you even get into this. If you don't have a handstand, watch a handstand tutorial video and then come back to this video later. So after you learn the handstand, you're gonna have to learn how to hold a handstand supinated on a bar. So that means your hands are pronated here, this is supinated. You're gonna have to learn how to hold a handstand with hands supinated. How to get your hands comfortable with that at first is by holding the supinated tuck planche. And while you're holding the supinated position in the handstand and the tuck planche, you have to try to curl the bar, almost even turn it behind you. This will really tighten your forearm and engage your bicep, and that's what's gonna give you stability throughout the whole movement. So after you get that and you feel comfortable with the tuck, then you can work your way up into doing the handstand. It's easier bent arm to hold, and then you're gonna learn to push it up, right? So once you get the supinated handstand, that's when you're gonna work on supinated handstand push-ups. A lot of people find this move nearly impossible, and I did as well. You have to have about 10 to 15 handstand push-ups before going for the supinated handstand push-up. You don't need that as a requirement, but I recommend it because you need to know really well how the mechanics of a handstand push-up work. So as you're pushing up, you're bringing the bar, and like I said, you need to curl it this way. At one point, you're gonna lift up and it's gonna lock right here, and for some reason it can't move. When that happens, you need to turn the bar as you push up. I'm not sure why it works, that's just the way it happens, and you'll go up. So then we have, that is for the top part of the movement. As you can see, the inverted muscle up, or the elevator handstand push-up, has two aspects to it. You have the pushing and you also have the pulling. So from the pushing, after you unlock the supinated handstand push-up, what your goal is to be to get that handstand push-up just a little bit deeper as you go each time. Just a little bit deeper. And then after you get them deeper, then you have to work on the supinated 90-degree push-up. And once you get those, that's when you know your strength is right.
So that's actually a supinated 90 degree handstand. Yeah.
So once you get those, that's when you know your strength is right for that movement. I'd say have either a couple, like just one supinated 90-degree push-up, or 3 to 5 supinated handstand push-ups, and you're ready to go push-wise. Now pull-wise for this movement, there's a few progressions that you can use. So you grab some dip bars, and then you need to work on going through and back up. Do it with your legs on the ground. You really need to feel the movement.
Almost like a manifesto.
Almost like a pseudo Hefesto, I guess. You need to put your head down as you do it. Really try to keep your head down, because that's what's gonna be happening. Just like that. And that's with one leg. Then eventually you bring it out and you go down. Watch. This is important. You see the way I'm not going straight down, I'm turning and I'm going under. That's gonna get it right. If you're going straight like this, not only is it much harder, but it's also not the same movement. So train it by going straight down and coming straight up. So once you can do about, let's say 5, 10 of those really clean, then what you're gonna have to go for is from an L sit. You go L sit, down, back up to L sit. And you do that for reps. Once you can do 5 of those, send it.
Yeah, it's time.
Send it.
It's
That
time.
is time.
Time for the
You will be
inverted
ready. So,
muscle up.
the key is for the pull, don't lose your false grip on the bar. If you lose your false grip, then it's gonna be super impossible. See, I'd have to break my wrist to get over. If I have a false grip, the wrist comes up naturally and then it switches to push. Boom. A few pointers. So if you have, do you have a grip exerciser?
Yeah, I got one, but not with me.
Okay, I can explain this. If you have a grip trainer, one of those things you have to squeeze, a good way to build the forearm strength and the wrist mobility to do that false grip on the way down is to keep your arm fully extended, flex it upward, put the grip exerciser right there and squeeze it. Keep your arm as straight as possible and keep this flexed up as hard as you can.
Like a false
If
grip.
you can make your grip stronger in this area, that's gonna be key. It's gonna give you so much more power when it comes to that. So even if, for an example, say you got a bicep injury or something got injured while you're practicing the movement, like your shoulder or something, you can train with that grip exerciser, this exercise, and then by the time your injuries get better, you'll have it. Like, you'll be stronger by the time you come back. So there's always things you can do on the side while you get injured or while you feel weak that day that will help towards the whole movement. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's a wrap.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Stay tuned. Stay ripped. 6-pack, big back, big
Yeah.
backs. Yo, Calisthenics.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh